What's up, guys? Welcome back. We got The Warning, Tidal Rising documentary. So let's get it. All right, guys, here we go. The Warning, Tidal Rising documentary. Feedback from you guys have been just absolutely awesome. I truly appreciate it. All the suggestions and all the comments, all the knowledge you guys are throwing at me. I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of The Warning. The Warning, as I've said before, they're it. If not one of the best groups out there. Female-led groups. Just everything about them. In the documentaries I just did, just watching them and how they kind of became who they were, and that was just a small little taste of what I believe is yet to come, of me learning everything I can about them, as they are moving on up that list of bands who I just can't stop watching. So with all that, I will do my best to get to all the suggestions and everything. I just know there's an absolute mass ton of information and videos and things like that for me to look into and watch. And I'm here for it. I'm here for every last second of it. So it's enough of me talking. Let's do some watching.
We obviously started playing here in Mexico. We're Mexicans, we're from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country. And I feel like we've seen it grow over the years and how we started and just our crowd. And it makes me so excited that people my age are looking for this energy and like this music specifically. There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands, only woman rock bands. So she started working as a it involves a lot, and we were doing it with.
And this is, I know I've reacted to, I think, one or two of the videos of them, and I believe we call it the cave, is, if I remember correctly. But yeah, when they were, when they did the, I believe it was Atlas Rise cover. It was either Atlas Rise or Enter Sandman, one of those two, in the cave, and being this young doing that.
With our parents, we were pretty protected. They supported us so much. They got us into lessons. They bought us our instruments. They give us the liberty to really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do. So sticking with it was also hard,
Band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now,
my God, this is amazing. Look how tiny they were. This is exactly what I wanted to see. It's just where it began. Look at this. Just again, a little park. There's a little park, little school park or something like that. A little school kind of playground area. And those. The guitar and the bass just look so huge. Oh man, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Is just from the beginning. Great, this is great to see. And little little pal back there. She can barely see her head. You can barely see her head. That's awesome.
Obviously, our family has grown a bit more, with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us. But as we keep on working, that is always the center of everything, and everyone we start working with starts feeling like family, because we've always had that vibe. I feel like we've learned how to be like disciplined and responsible and like level-headed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really important for the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the Rock Band,
The
the
video
video
game.
game. We loved to play that game, and it was so fun that we just like looked at the screen and we just we want to do that. I told my dad like I want to play the guitar, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Of course." By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, "Please no!" But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
This right, it's showing more how they evolve. This is freaking awesome. I freaking love this.
I've been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years. And well, I've been playing since I was a little kid. I would always play on the drums, like the toy drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So it was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I had really good coordination. And he asked me like, hey, like, are you up for lessons? Like, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, yeah. Nobody wanted to give me lessons. I looked like a toddler.
I mean, you
like
were
I was
six, you were
super
six.
short. Like playing the drums, it didn't look very, very promising for me. But I met one teacher and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like let's do this."
My parents bought me my first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and I couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right here.
Right there.
Yeah. It's really small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about
That's crazy. That's a smaller bass, but it still looks giant on her.
a month, and then we started playing
Playing
together
together.
immediately. So I
Yeah.
didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait.
But-
I know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a
Do
question
it.
because it's like
Do it.
'cause I know this isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally
Oh,
rock
that's
music
true.
is just like,
It's like
but
pick.
you like from the start. It
I
was
always
like
play with my
finger
fingers.
style.
I I know how to play with a pick now, and I really do like the
Like
sound
both.
of it. But I don't know, I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
I get it.
So I've only kind of messed around with a bass guitar before. I've really never played one. So I'm curious, do you get like a different, I guess you would probably get a different sound if you used a pick versus your fingers. Is that correct? I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never played the bass. I've only messed around with it, kind of finger strumming it. But I can imagine if with a pick, like a stronger pick, that you would probably get more of a sharper sound out of it. Is that? I know I'm probably just spitballing here, but that's what I'm assuming. But the finger, playing with the fingers, I mean, yeah, whatever's comfortable. I mean, she kills it on the bass. So. And also, you can see her, how she can move her fingers a lot quicker. So I'm sure you can learn or, teach yourself how to move quicker with the pick. But I'm assuming since, she probably moves a little bit more free just with the finger strum versus using a pick.
The big turning point in our careers. Like we did our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral. But I feel like the point where we were like, we really want to do this, like for the rest of our lives, was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa, like we can create something, put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really, really liked and looked forward to. So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's a thing that really keeps us going, our music.
Just the opening to that, it's clean. It is clean.
Keeps us going, our music. Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We know each other so well that we know how to make it work.
Exactly. And in the second that we start writing music, everything just flows really nicely. Like, I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic. Escape the Mind. Those were our first compositions ever. It was our first time writing. I was like 12, Sandy was 14, and I was 9. We were children. But it was the moment where we...
This looks like it might have been like in school, like a talent show type of thing. You got the projector up there. That is crazy. This is so awesome. This is absolutely awesome to see. Just how young they were and how motivated. That's what blows me away. The motivation. And children like this, it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see. God, how awesome.
We really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And you know, it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
And I'll walk onto the very top and I'll run, even though I don't let.
And then we jump into our first album, 21st Century Blood. And it was weird because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the same time as Escape the Mind.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
It was the first song we actually wrote
Together.
Yeah. And you know, it was also a big thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything, like we read so much and we consume a lot of media, as any Gen Z teen does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories
scenarios
that we were hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So 21st Century Blood was like, we felt like it was our first step.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
And nothing will change. I'm crashing to fade. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out to sea.
And one thing that I really like that we do, we really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the song. So if you hear our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the same album.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second album, and Queen of the Murder Scene. I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase, so you can hear clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
You don't really wanna feel like me.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally, you can see like the change
Yeah,
in
you
As
can
we go,
feel
like,
the
as we
age.
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
A novel.
Yeah, it was like a novel, and it was a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a plot.
It was really hard.
It was
actually.
hard because we had some, and then we had to add like the filler episodes, but
Yeah.
we didn't want them to feel like filler
Filler
songs.
songs.
So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, "What?
Why is there blood everywhere?
Why?" I was like, "Please hear me out."
We had to change
so much.
like
Of
a
the
lot of the
story.
storyline because it wasn't
It wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
Yeah, it was just like
murder.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
That's true. I just
So,
remember that too.
we took the emo face K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yeah.
So you can hear a lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent like which faces we were going
That key
through.
change into the
Those
one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-pop-y for us.
it's a thing that we also love to do. That as we start learning new ways of doing this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
And
It's
in,
very fun.
in Queen of the Murder Scene, it was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
definitely.
change the key.
That was a theme.
Coming from Queen of the Murder Scene, things are really different now.
Mhm.
Because I feel like we really grew as people,
Even
as
more.
musicians.
like
Right,
from
'cause
those two.
We're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks more about our feelings or situations that are close to us, or our opinions on certain situations. Evolve was one of the songs that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Yes,
and Danny
right
and Ale
there.
were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there. And I was like, hey, that's a
Let's
good
go ahead.
line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I'm sorry.
And Danny
right
and Ale
there.
were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there.
Okay, I am not in danger. I am the danger.
And I was like, hey, that's a
Let's
good
go ahead.
line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
It kind of reminds me of Breaking Bad when Walter White said he was the danger. That's awesome.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like new harmonies and how like the bass and the drums were going to play together. And then differently at the same time.
Like there is so much room to grow, and we always enter these situations like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn now?
What's gonna happen now?
You got this, you. Hey, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam 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 pam.
Definitely performing our songs live is a totally different universe. Like we treat it as such, even ourselves. We know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people who are watching you.
And I feel like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound, like how we sound live into our recordings, and we never really
we have never accomplished
we
that.
never accomplished that until like
this
third
album.
album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our
there's going to be plenty more reaction to the warning. I haven't, like I've been saying, I have barely just started. Thank God. I mean, I have a road in front of me, and I'm excited. It's going to be good.
our live shows. We really planned everything out, and we practice it a lot.
And even our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band, we're just like statues. And that's something that we actually worked on consciously. It's like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more energy to the show.
Like we make fun of each other while we're on stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
we just look at each other like
you messed up.
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our last show that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was one of the
so
best
cool.
shows
People
we've ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
like you can't hear
hear
us.
I've been a part of the the concerts where the crowd kind of starts singing just like this, and it's fucking just, oh man, the feeling is fucking, it's undescribable. That many people just kind of together, knowing the words, singing the song, and just being there, supporting the artists and each other, just because the love of music, the love of goddamn music. And this is what it's all about, is the love of music. And this is why I appreciate it so much. God, this is such a great video.
Mexico really has something very special.
a big scene
Like-
of energetic people
Yeah,
ready
people are
for
really
metal.
passionate about music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds were always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. personal connection of what you want to transmit through your instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers,
No.
and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But we were so young, we were starting out, so it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved and how much you've grown.
A veces las cosas obvias son las más difíciles de ver. Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar, te encuentras nuevamente abandonado. En tu martirio
At the end of the day, like, there's a goal and there's something that you want to reach. And it's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personally for it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. As sisters, we really have like that separate, our working selves and our sister selves.
Sometimes people have these stereotypes or these stigmas, like we've seen it in places we've played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
we play.
Yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change.
Yeah.
And like everyone's just so
Which
excited.
is fun to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing, their age, whatever it is.
Exactly. I've mentioned this. I think I did mention it in one of the documentary videos. It should never be about gender. It's about the goddamn music. And that's kind of how I got started, with all this. And it finally led me to the warning. I kind of started in the Japanese hard rock and heavy metal, and majority of those bands I was reacting to or still am reacting to are female led bands, just all females, and it didn't bother me one bit that they were female. It's what I was hearing. That's what I care about. If you're gonna put out some goddamn heat, I'm here for it. I'll be honest. If I hear something I don't like, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest about it, and it's unfortunate that it still happens, but that's the world we live in. That's the unfortunate part of this world that we still live in.
It's about the music.
Music is the language. It doesn't matter like where you're from, like what language you speak, like anything. Like music is
the language.
All right, so that was my reaction to The Warning, Tidal Rising documentary. Like I said right before the end there, I should have waited, but I just needed to say it immediately was, I agree with him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your gender. It's what you can create as a person. And that's what I'm more interested in. Yeah, like I said, it sucks that we still live in a world where people are judged by their gender. It sucks. I get it. It's been around for centuries, but that's the world that we have created. So that that damn video was is perfect. This video was perfect. It kind of lets me understand a little bit more, and that's what I need, just little by little, and I'll understand it more and them, and that's what I want, is to know who the warning is and who they will become and who they were, when they started out, and this is perfect. So I appreciate you guys suggesting it, and don't worry, I will get through. I was thinking about it with their new stuff. I know they just did a couple things on MTV. I will react to those, and all their newer stuff. However, I still want to. I don't know whether I want to zip back and forth between the newer stuff and the older stuff, or kind of try to keep it on the older stuff for a while and work my way up to the newer stuff. I mean, I don't mind. You guys let me know what you would like to see, and I'll do my best to get to it. We could do it that way. So with that, again, guys, you are awesome with the information, the positivity, the feedback is phenomenal. And like I said, if there's anything else you'd like to see, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get to them as soon as possible. So I'm gonna hop out of this one and get into the next one, and I will see you guys again soon. All right, guys, thank you.